TBC, what's the deal? So I was on a fellow uploader's channel. His name is McCoy TV. Go to his channel, subscribe. He had a video and the title was Who Can Beat Tyson Fury? And I left a comment and I said I think anyone in the top 10 could beat Fury. Not so much because I don't believe in Fury, but I think there is parity in the division as opposed to Vitaly and Vlad's 2007 through 2015 run. Then there was another commenter that added their 2 cents in their opinion. This person's name is Hypnodelica. And they said, interesting that, and he gave this response to me. He said, interesting that no one could beat Klitschko except Tyson Fury. Though, isn't it? I think you're underestimating the enormity of Fury's achievement in dethroning Klitschko. Then I responded to him saying, trust me, I understand the importance and the significance of the win, but there are some decent top 10 fighters out there. Beating Vlad and dominating the entire division are two different animals. So I just want to expound on that, man, and just talk about it. Like I said to Hypnodelica, it's two different things. I understand, you know, the historic meaning of the win to dethrone Vladimir Klitschko. But with that said, and with that win out of the way, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to dominate the division out. I don't see this long reign from Tyson Fury. Now, some of you may say, oh, you're discrediting him. No, I'm not. I'm giving him full respect, and it makes him credible as a fighter to go in there and pretty much dominate that fight with Vladimir Klitschko. Although the scorecards indicate that the fight was close. You know, that's one thing about that fight. You know, we the fans saw a different fight, but the scorecards were close. 115-112, 115-112, and 116-111. I thought Fury won the first 10 rounds, to be honest with you, but it doesn't matter what I think. You know what I mean? And Fury did have a point deducted in the 11th round for rabbit punching, but it doesn't matter what I think. I thought Vladimir should got a point taken in the 12th, with the 12th round when he started the headbutt, when he headbutted Fury, because Fury was holding him. But I don't see a long reign from Tyson Fury. Just if you look at the top guys in the division right now, you look at the top fighters, his IBF strap, and his IBF strap, he gave it up. It's funny that, you know, when Vladimir was champion, we didn't have any problems with any of these organizations. Maybe it's easier dealing with Vladimir. Maybe the organizations have more faith in Vladimir. I'm not sure what it is, but already since Fury's champion, one of the belts are missing now. And when I say the belts are missing, because I want to see an undisputed champion. So now we're even further away from that happening, okay? So he keeps the WBO, the WBA. I have heard Fury go on record saying that if David Haye becomes his mandatory, he's not going to fight him. I see David Haye is going to be fighting Mark Demore. Demore is rated number 10 by the WBA. I can see David Haye squeaking into this WBA rankings. If you look at the rankings, they have Ruslan Chagayev as the regular champion. Luis Ortiz, who will be fighting Brian Jennings this weekend, he's number 1. Lucas Brown is number 2. Number 3 is Vlad. Number 4 is Shannon Briggs. Number 5 is Freza Kendo. 6 is Brian Jennings, who will be fighting Ortiz. 7 is Ustinov, who just fought Konstantin Erich. 8 is Andrei Fedosov. 9 is Tarver. All those guys, I can see him dismissing all those guys. Mark Demore, you know, I think the WBA is going to put David Haye in their top 15, top 10 sooner or later. If he beats Mark Demore, he's a rated guy. If he beats him and he probably has another win, they're going to start ranking him. You know, so if you fight, so if the Haye fight comes up, are you going to say, oh, I don't want that fight because I don't like him because of what he did to me in our previous past? You know, I'm going to just let the title go vacant. You know, so, and that could be all talk. You know, he could change his mind. Money talks, you know. They could offer him innumerable amount of money and he could take it. But, and then his style, you know, people say, I've heard other uploaders say that he kind of reminds them of Vitaly Klitschko. You know, fight with his hands down, being able to move, fight off his back foot, use his jab, paw with his jab, know when to throw the right hand. Okay, cool, but you also have to remember though, you know, Vladimir Klitschko was walking. I mean, Vitaly Klitschko was walking around with a 91% KO percentage too. You know what I'm saying? He has way more power than Tyson Fury. So he not only did he could do what Tyson Fury can do, he also had an equalizer with those skills and ability, and it was his power. Fury doesn't have anywhere near the power of Vitaly Klitschko, or he hasn't shown it. So do I think this is going to be some record-breaking long run from Tyson Fury? If you were to ask me right now, no, I don't. Now, could I be wrong? Yes, I could be wrong. In 4 or 5 years, he could still be champion, and I could be looking like an idiot on here, but I don't see that. I see him maybe making a few defenses. I really do think he has Vladimir's number. I was looking at the betting odds for this fight, and it was interesting that Vladimir Klitschko is opening up as a favorite. He was a minus 125. For the first fight, he was a minus 500. I thought he was going to win the first fight. I favored him to dominate the first fight. Let me make that clear. I favored Vladimir Klitschko to dominate Fury in that first fight. He opened up as a minus 500, so he was a 5-1 favorite, 5-1. He's opening up as a slight favorite, so they rounded, so it's pretty much an even fight, but he's a 1.25 to 1 favorite going into the rematch. So even odds makers, now I'm not saying that has any bearing on the fight. I'm not saying whatever the odds are, it has anything to do with a stylistic matchup. But even the odds makers don't believe in Tyson Fury, or maybe they just really believe in Vladimir Klitschko, or maybe both. Me, I just think this style matchup just bothers Klitschko. Now, Fury didn't go in there and land, 30, 40, 50 punches around. No, him and Vladimir both didn't really land anything. But Fury got the better of the actions, and his shots caused more damage to Vladimir, and he just controlled the action. So do I think Vladimir can fight a better fight? Yeah, but I think Fury would fight a notch above whatever Vladimir brings in the rematch. I could be wrong, but just by watching it, Vladimir would have to be extremely more aggressive than he's been. This one punch hold shit that he does from time. I hate when he fights like that because he can fight way better than that. I've seen him put shots together. I've seen him throw that left hook off his jab. I've seen him throw the jab, right hand, left hook combination. I've seen him do this. But then I've also seen him jab, hold. And he just does it sometimes. I don't know if it was just the movement from Fury moving his head, moving back, keeping a jab on Klitschko. Now, great jabbers can get out-jabbed in a fight. We can argue that Ken Norton, to some degree, was out-jabbing Ali. We can argue that Carter Truth Williams was out-jabbing Larry Holmes in their fight. Or even Tim Witherspoon was out-jabbing Holmes. So I've seen great jabbers be out-jabbed. So all Fury has to do is just have a better jab than Vladimir that night. Not an all-time better jab in the history of the division, but just a better jab that night. His jab got to Vladimir's face before Vladimir's jabs got to him. Or his chest area or his stomach or wherever he's throwing the jab. So he can beat Vladimir 4 more times. It really doesn't matter. I don't think he runs through the rest of the division. Now, if you look at, you look at the rankings, look at these guys. Okay, for Fury's WBO strap. Okay, Charles Martin was number 1, but he's getting ready to fight for the IBF against Glasgow. Okay, Anthony Joshua's next. Then Glasgow was rated number 4, but he's fighting for the IBF. And then Joseph Parker was number 5. Both of those gentlemen are going to move up. Now they're 1 and 2. So it doesn't get any easier for Fury. Now, I'm not saying that Parker and Joshua just automatically beat him, because I've seen some flaws in Joshua that I think can be exploited and most likely will, because this is boxing and that's what happens. You get exposed in the ring. And Fury is capable of doing that if he can take Joshua's punch, especially. But I've seen people have success against Fury. I've seen Chisora in that first fight. I've seen Cunningham. I've seen some guys have some success against him. But he wins his fights. He comes out on top. But I don't see him having a long reign. I just don't. This is no disrespect. I'm not saying he's going to be short like Buster Douglas. I'm not saying he's going to be a forgettable guy like John Tate. But I don't see this a reign like Vladimir Klitschko or Larry Holmes. Well, I can't even compare the Holmes, but Klitschko in his 4 Trinket era. I don't see him matching anything that Vladimir did or Vitaly. I don't see it. Could he string together a few more victories? Yeah. Now, if all the titles get broken up and we have 4 champions and we go through that shit, then could he possibly win one and keep it and have a great career in that sense? Yeah, but just reigning over the division, being the top guy, being undisputed for a long period of time, I don't see that with Tyson Fury. It's just my opinion. Again, I'm just one uploader. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this, man. YTBC, I'm out.